What's going on, guys? John Elder here from Codemy.com, and in this video, we're going to look at printing files for our text editor with Tkinter and Python. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to start to look at printing files. But before we get started, if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com where I have dozens of courses with hundreds of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership. That's all my courses, videos, and books for a one-time fee at just $49, which is insanely cheap. Okay, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at printing files. So we got this print file, and we're going to print out a file. Now, printing in any programming language is sort of kind of a hassle usually, and with Tkinter it's no different. So I am going to do this as if you're on a Windows computer, because I'm on a Windows computer. This will be different if you're on Mac or Linux, and maybe we'll talk about those in the future. But I'm on a Windows computer, and so I'm going to do printing on Windows. Now, there's lots of different options when it comes to printing. You can print files, you can print raw data, you can print, text and stuff, you can print images and stuff, and all of those sort of kind of deal with different things. In this video, we're going to basically just look at printing a basic text file, because you got to start somewhere, and this is complicated, and this is the easiest thing to knock out. And just printing a basic text file like we have here is actually pretty simple. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So, okay, let's close this and get started here. So I'm in my textpad.py file we've been working on for the last few videos. I'm using Sublime Text and the Git Bash terminal as always. So let's see. First, we want to come down to our menu, and we're going to add this to the file menu, and maybe later on we'll add a separate print menu. But for now, we're just going to do it in the file menu. So I'm actually going to add another little separator after our save as, and then before our exit. And then we could just copy any of these guys, paste it in. And let's see, we want to change this to print file. And let's give this a command of, what do you think? Print file maybe? That'll do. Okay, so let's create that function real quick. Head up to our function area, and let's go print file function, something very creative like that. And let's define our print file. And for now, I'll just pass. So in order to print stuff, you need to sort of connect to Windows, like the underlying, guts of Windows. And there's several ways to do that through different APIs and libraries. So we can come up here to the very top of our program, and let's import some stuff. So let's go import OS and sys. We may or may not need these, but might as well. Let's import Win32 print. That allows us to print to the Windows 32, underlying operating system thing. And then let's also get Win32 API. And we need to import that as well. So in this video, we're not going to be dealing with these things very much, except for to show you one little thing. In this video, we're mostly going to be using this Win32 API. So the thing I want to show you is we want to make sure that we have a default printer set. And if you don't, you need to set one in your Windows settings. Go to your control panel, click on, hardware, find your printers, find your specific printer listed, right click on it, and click the little set as default thing in the little menu that pops up. If you haven't done that, this won't work. You need a default printer. So we can actually see from our program if we have a default printer or not. So let's do that real quick. So let's head back down to our function. And let's go printer underscore name. Let's create a variable. And we're going to set that equal to Win32 print dot get default printer. And this will get the default printer. Now we can print this out. So we've got a status bar. So let's go status bar equals, let's go status bar dot config and set the text of that equal to this printer name variable. So, okay, let's go ahead and save that and see if that worked, right? So let's head over to the terminal and let's go Python textpad.py. And we can just come up here to file, print file, and you can see down here in the status bar, it says brother MFC, blah, 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 series. So that's the type of printer I have. That's my printer name. That tells me that the default printer has been set correctly we have a default printer. If you don't get anything there, or if it says something like Microsoft Writer or Microsoft PDF Writer or something like that, it probably means you don't have a printer set and you need to set one. Or you can print it to that thing. So if it says, Microsoft something Writer, you can print to that if you want, and that'll work, but it won't actually print it out of your computer. So it'll save it as a print file or something. So, okay, that works. Now, we don't really need that, right? So I'm actually gonna comment this out. I just wanted to kind of show you, and that's really all we're gonna use the Win32 print thing for and the OS stuff. So other than that, we really don't need it, but it's kind of an interesting thing to see. So first, I'm not going to be printing the thing that's in our text box on our app yet. We'll look at doing that later. That's more like raw data. In this video, we're just gonna print a file. So that file may not even be loaded in our text editor, right? So we can hack around on this to see, hey, if we have loaded a file, print that file. And maybe we'll do that in future videos. But in this video, I'm just gonna show you how to print any file. So, and we'll build on it in future videos. So let's get a file to print. And we need to grab a file name. And to do that, we can head up to our open function from way back at the beginning. And right here, we grabbed a file name using our file dialog box, our ask open file name, and all that stuff, right? So we can do that same thing. We just copy this whole thing. In fact, let me grab both of these lines. And this file dialog is this guy that we imported here. So make sure you've got that imported. Okay, so now if we head back down to our function and let's paste this, and we can copy this and get rid of that. And instead of text file, I'm going to call this file to print. So this will open a file dialog box, let us pick which file we want to print, and then save that file name to this file to print variable. So now all we have to do is print this variable. So we might have, when the file dialog box pops up, we might click cancel. If we do, there's no file to print, right? So we need to run an if statement to see if that happens. So let's go if file to print. So if file to print exists, if we actually clicked on a file to print and it put it in that variable, then we want to print out our stuff. So to print this out, it's actually really easy. We just call the Win32 API, and then we shell execute, right? And this is a function, and inside of here we need to pass all kinds of weird stuff. So we pass 0, no idea what that's for, but we do. And what are we doing here? We're gonna print. And then what are we gonna print? We're gonna print file to print, which is just, our file name right here, right? Then, just keeps going. Then we pass none. Again, no idea what that does, don't know, don't care. And then we pass a period. Again, no clue what that does. And then we pass 0. The documentation is out there, but you really got to dig through it to see what all these things are. And to be honest with you, I just lost interest because we don't really care what any of these things do, but you can fiddle around with this if you want. Change this to 1, see what happens. I don't know, right? Change this to 1, see what happens. I don't know. So, okay. Or you can maybe just Google this. Win32 API.shell execute. Maybe you'll find some better documentation. So, okay, that is really all there is to it. So let's go ahead and save this. And let's open this guy and run it again. And if we wanted to get really fancy, we could open this file, right? So here it is, but it doesn't have to be open to print. So now we can go to File, Print File. We get this file dialog box. It pops up in our GUI directory as we've programmed it to do. We can click which one we want. So if we go sample.txt, the thing just flickered you might have seen. You probably can't hear it, but my printer is making noise. And I can pull this out. And sure enough, I don't know if you can see, it has printed that exact text file. And this will work with text files. It'll work with PDF files, anything you want. You're good to go. So granted, this type of printing leaves a lot to be desired. We're not printing directly from our text box widget. We could come up here and file save as, and then once we've saved this as some other file, we can print that file. That will work. But strictly speaking, I understand this is not the way you really want to print. You want to, have more, you want the box to pop up that has the print options and stuff. And we'll look at all that in future videos. In this video, I just wanted to kind of really really quickly get started and kind of show you the beginnings of how you start printing things. And like I said, just by doing it the easiest way possible just to get it done. And a lot of people have been asking me about printing, and otherwise it would take, 5 or 6 videos to go through all the printing things. And this is just easier for sort of a quick hack to get it done. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com where you can use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership. See pages $49 to access all my courses, over 45 courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 100,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from Codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.